Hello everybody, Travis here for Tpull's Corner, and we've got an event that's still going on. I think it says it's going on until November 4th, right? Yes! There we go. So, this is a charity event. If you want to go help them out, it talks about their work with the Extra Life. You'll be using a special avatar and sleeves that you can pick up in the store right now with all net profits benefiting Seattle's Children's Hospital. And they also give you links to help out the Children's Miracle Network. And another way, check out Magic the Gathering Extra Life store as well. So we've got a couple more days of doing this, so I thought I'd run through a couple of decks. This is Historic Brawl. And they're sort of geared around the idea of life gain, hence Extra Life. And I always feel behind on my regular agenda, but you know, you can't resist when they do a charity tie-in to try and bring some attention to it. So I thought I would deviate from my original plan and just give a shout out to the charity and have you take a look at it. I know a lot of people, especially as you get older, you sort of settle in on your established charity or charities, and other people come around and you're kind of like, yeah, I've already kind of made my choice. But, you know, maybe you can look at something and it's a worthy cause and you can still find something extra in there somewhere in your budget to help out. I know a lot of people during the COVID lockdown, they were told that they should isolate themselves, and there are certain personality types, like myself. I happen to be an introvert normally. And it was pretty easy for us to follow those directions and say, yes, thank you very much. One of the ways we can sort of combat that is to actually look around for places where we can volunteer our efforts. If we can't afford money, maybe we can donate some of our time. And they already got a 6 dropout. Disgusting. Alright, let's see. I've got that many treasures. I need 7 to get Kaya out, so I can't even do that yet. But I do have a Bola Citadel. And what kind of things could we do there? Target opponent sacrifices an attacking creature. That's kind of cool. That kind of gets around any hexproof that this dragon might get too. Bingo. It cost me 2 points. For the Bola Citadel, I can cast stuff off the top of my deck, but I have to pay life. Oh, they have a counterspell ready. Ouch. Can you believe with the treasure and the artifacts, they already had enough to do all that? It's gross. Okay, what kinds of other things can we do then? We can choose one or more. And we have to discard a card to do it. So if I do this, I don't mind bringing this out. And I don't mind bringing this out. And I don't mind bringing this out. That gets me some life back. And then we can pay for this. We can have them sacrifice a creature, and we can draw a card. So target player loses life and draws a card. Target opponent sacrifices a creature. And we finally hit a land. Okay, what else do we want to do here? Phyrexian Arena for extra card draw? I think we just sit pat, right? Let's just be happy with what we've got. Because we've got the Ghost Cancel, and that can come back every single turn. And I'm already down to 7 life. go for Titan. Oh, they're going to get rid of the Bullet Citadel. My favorite thing. They're going to get rid of it. Easy come, easy go. Yeah, they had exactly what they needed, didn't they? Okay, can we do anything about this little puppy? Yes, we can. Autopay.
Get in, deal some damage, get out. Sounds easy enough.
Exile the creature, we get a copy.
First you, then your ghost.
We will get rid of their artifact or enchantment, and we'll gain 5 life. And then we can gain more life. And that goes away to be exiled, and we get to bring it back later. And we're just keeping the 1/1 spirit around as a chump blocker to protect Kaya. And they're bringing out the big guns. Alright, we gain 2 life there. Is there more places we can gain life? I kind of like this. Is there something... Hang on, we can gain more life there as well. There's 6. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Okay, we're going to pay the cleave cost, because that's not a human. We want to do Essence Extraction, deal 3 more damage to you. We'll auto-pay for that. And then each opponent loses 3 life, and you gain 3 life. And that's what I call extra life.
It's what you deserve.
We don't do any attacks. We go ahead and exile the Ghost Council again, and we can chump block with the Nighthawk Scavenger. That all seems fair. I mean, fair to me. I thought they'd bring down the Goose Mother at this point. Let's see. I think I'm okay with that. So is this going to put a rope on every player, every target, every creature? That's at the beginning of the upkeep. I'm going to decline that because I don't have any creatures out. My Ghost Council is going to come in after that activation, so it's going to be safe. Which is pretty sweet. And then I think it's just time to do Virtue of Persistence. And we can get some stuff out of their graveyard. We can get stuff out of our graveyard. And they know it. And they're gone. Extra life is good. I'm not sure how much time that we'll have tonight to do all these. So let's do a round robin. Let's go pick the deck they had. Extra heads, extra honks. Because this is, the commander gets to be one of the newer cards from the Eldraine expansion. And this is a fun way, if you don't have some of these cards yet, if you're like me, if first of all, if you're a new person here, go ahead and subscribe. But if you're like me and you're basically a free-to-play account, sometimes you're not going to get every cool new card that comes out with the expansion right away. You're going to have to slowly build up your collection. So if you're missing goodies like the Goose Mother, here's a nice way that you can still play with the card on Arena. Expel, when it enters battlefield, create half of the X food token rounded up, and when it attacks, if you sacrifice a food, you get to draw a card. And we're up against Will, Scion of Peace. They're not really willing to do anything right now, and I've got a disallow right here. So if they try and do something big with all of their spell mana, with all of their treasure, it might even be worth it just to disallow Will, just because that'll automatically make them twice. It'll make it cost 2 more for them to summon the commander next turn. Griffin Airy. You know, I don't want a Griffin Airy. I think I'll go ahead and do this. That seems okay, something to disallow. There's so many ways for people to gain life in these decks. I don't want to have to deal with extra tokens every single turn. They do not have a counterspell for my counterspell. And now, let's see, we could bring down... Karn Silex. I don't think I need to worry about that right yet. I think I go Troyan instead. Troyan's also from Eldraine. You can spend a... You can tap him for 2 mana and spend that mana to cast spells with mana value of 5 or greater. So... we can spend it on X spells. So if Troyan lasts, not only do we get extra mana, but we can make something really big. Really big! Uh-oh.
This is a serious situation.
Already.
We can still have a little fun.
-2? Or are you going to gain life? Okay.
Don't worry.
Another spell then, maybe.
It's only a little mischief.
No. Do we have to worry about a counterspell then? So what if we change our plans and just try and bring down Eleanor Gardner? See, there's a hold up there, so they've got something they can do. Whatever they decided was not enough. We'll just go ahead and go ping the Planeswalker once. It's a little game in Magic. Ping the Planeswalker. It sounds dirty, but it's not. It's just Magic the Gathering.
Being old doesn't mean I'm frail.
One thing to be aware of, they gave us an emblem with this so that every single turn we get a treasure. So you've got to keep track of the treasures over here because you might think that they're tapped out if you see all the land tapped, and then you got to remember they might have a counterspell they can cast with the rest of these treasures. This has Summoning Sickness, so we don't have to worry about them tapping this for the energy yet. They don't have a way to get haste. But this is another... You can see why it's following the theme of extra life, right? If you gain life, your spells cost less. There's 5 life they gained for the turn already.
Who's counting?
And they still have 4 energy. Let's try Asinine Antics. I know this could be bigger if they had more creatures out. We're only using it on one creature. But we want to ping the Planeswalker again. So, what do you have? And they're blue, so they're going to take a while to figure this out. But no, they accept that. They accept that cost. Let's bring down the Llanowar Elves. Cost us a little bit of pain there. And there's a pause each time because we're going to have to wait for them to figure out what they want to do with their lives while we go try and ping the Planeswalker. Now they may be happy with leaving Will as it is, right? Because it may be a 1/1, but its ability still works. So if they gain some life and it enables them to cast more spells from their hand this turn, they may be happy. They're looking at my creatures. What are you planning to do to my creatures? It's taking me forever to get rid of this Planeswalker. That's a disgusting spell. Time for a current Silex, maybe? Or maybe just a really big goose.
Give me a moment. Or a few.
Oh, hello. Now they're using all their energy. Okay, I like that. That gives me an option here. The option is named Devouring Tendrils. Okay, we spend 2 here. Let's make this 6. Create all the food tokens. Use Devouring Tendrils on Lyra Dawnbringer. Use some treasure for that. We gain 2 life back. And then we're still going to ping the Planeswalker. Come on. And now we still have treasure left over that we can spend it on a counterspell if we don't like how they react
I'm
next
familiar
turn.
with bullies like you.
In the meantime, we're threatening a pretty nice attack next turn with Goosemother. So it feels like we might be able to finally get rid of Teferi at the very least. Oh no! We will not allow that. No life gain for you, no exile for you, unless you have a counterspell of your own. They still have something they can do, right? We're looking out for the Well of Lost Dreams as well. So they could gain some life with a spell, spend a little bit of extra money, and draw and refill their hand. That could change the entire match. Exile? Command zone it is. And they still have 2 open mana. And they haven't used Teferi yet. They're blue, you gotta wait for them to think about everything. They had to choose which of my tapped creatures to tap. That's what it was. Now, are they desperate enough to burn their treasures now just to go get 2 cards? 1 card. Will gives them 2, 3. Okay, they didn't see anything worth casting, so we're good. We're sort of in the clear. Okay, so if we cast this here, we got 3, 6, and only 2. I think 6 is fine. We'll save our treasures. Most of our treasures anyway. We're still going in to ping the Planeswalker, and unless they want to sacrifice Will finally, we're finally going to get rid of Teferi. Nope, they're willing to sacrifice Will. They can pay. They have enough land to pay to bring him down again at his regular power and toughness. It's been a long struggle with a lot of delays just to try and get at that guy. And it seems like every card in here gains some life, doesn't it? They really went with the theme there. But, you know what, here, we can't pay life to cast spells. Current Silex doesn't gain me any life. What are they thinking? They're looking at Goose Mother again. Do you have something? Just gonna tap it. Do you burn the treasure again? Or maybe just tap the one land? Get more cards? They do. They got 5 cards now, so we're kind of running out. We are just doing nothing but drawing lands. Alright, let's thin out the deck. Forest is fine. I think we just attack, right? And yes, we do want to sacrifice a food and draw a card. Thank you. Oh, well that will work, even if they chump block. I think they're willing to finally lose Teferi, actually, instead of chump block. Right? Unless they want to use it, if they save it and they think they can dig for something in the top of their library, maybe it's worth it for them to chump block. No, they're going to accept that as being gone. Do we use Animus Might now? Yeah. Let's just clear the field there. Yes, take action. Thin out the deck some more. Sorry. Had to throw a toy for the cat. If we don't keep the cat appeased, he starts attacking my ankles. Do I hold on to this any longer? They get their token generation. Another way to do even more card draw. Destroy all creatures. Good timing for them. Their setup is very good against about doing card draw right now. Alright, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can do 5. Let's do 6 again. Let's just burn a little bit of treasure here. But we do end up with a lot of food. They still have it. They still have it. Okay, I think it's time for the Silex. We can do 4. We're going to lose a lot of our food if I do that, right? We'll lose all the food. Maybe I should go get some life now. Return to owner's hand. Oh, I kind of like this. Let's return you to owner's hand. Because now it becomes a regular spell. I think I want an island this time. And now, we're not going to bring anything down. We're just going to burn some of these foods. They're up to 50. Why should they have all the fun? Okay, no maximum card size for or hand size for them anymore. Why are they looking at my treasure? They're looking at my artifacts. Keep your rotten hands off my artifacts. They only have 2 energy left, but wait for it. They have extra cards now, so they need a lot of time to think about things. There you go. They burn it to get a mana dork down. Okay. We do the food. We do the food. We do the Silex. It comes in tapped. We do the food. And I think we're done. This gives them a turn. Do they want to risk putting down any more permanents? Do they have a way to counter the Silex now that they know that it's there? Or do they skip a turn, knowing what I'm threatening here? Oh, never mind. That's a food, right? We'll sacrifice that food. Using the treasure that they're trying to destroy. So see, they get counters for everything, don't they? So they get to keep all of their setup. Now we've got a new threat. If Triska Decaphile stays on the field, they can just spend their mana to drop to 13 cards, and they'll win that way. I can overload this for 6. That gives me... Ooh, okay, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we do this for 8. Autopay! Get 8 food tokens. That's lovely. We don't care if they get rid of Goose Mother or not anymore. Because we have a spell with Overload, and Overload can be kind of broken if you can afford it. And we can afford it. So all that we need is for them not to have a counter spell. Which they've had a long time to just draw cards and hold on to them, so I'm not sure. Finale of Revelation. Oh, now they have a lot of cards. They did that for 9, right? So they're just drawing. And what do you got, a board wipe? Let me get rid of Trisky, actually. You can keep Will. What do you got? They've got 13 cards in hand. They don't want to draw anything. Oh, but I blocked Trisky, so they might want to now, because now they can't win. They had drawn, so they had exactly 13 cards ready in their hand for the beginning of their next upkeep. Now that I've ruined that, they didn't have a way to counter that. They're going to stick with what they got. They have 2 mana open. 6, 7, 8, 4. So if we do this first, are they holding up priority? They are. I kind of don't have a choice. They have so many cards. Let's pay the overload for Rise and Shine. Target non-creature. We change it from non-creature artifact to each non-creature artifact. Bingo! Every artifact becomes a 4/4, not just one, because we were able to pay the overload cost. And that's a lot of damage. And we got 10 flying over their head. Do I want to sacrifice a food? No. I just want to hit him. Even with this massive strike, we still don't have lethal. So we got to be afraid of yet another board wipe. But they must be worried a little bit if they're going to chump block Will. Or maybe they just have the board wipe and they figure where they were going to lose Will anyway. Down to 9, and you got 14 cards and a commander. What are you going to do? They're going to bring back Trisky. Okay. That's most of your energy. Half of your energy. They're not going to bring down the commander. They've got to have other stuff they can do, right? They got 12 more cards in their hand. They need some way to survive one more round if they want to do the alternate 13-card win. So it's possible they've got something that they can use to stall us for one turn while they figure out exactly how much they need to do to get to the... If they have draw cards in here or ways to... Right here, manipulate the draw card by... No, they just bring down Will? You didn't gain any life. What do you... Is that all you've got 12 cards and that's all you could do with your cards? Oh, I wish we had a chance to see what was in their hand. All of those spells and you could do nothing. We can play lands off the top. Gain life. We can search our library. I don't think I need to worry about this, right? Let's just end the game. They've only got one source of lifelink. Yeah, they're looking at stuff, but... I just need 3 of these 4/4s to get through unblocked. They're a little short on blockers. And you have 1 treasure left? Was there no instant or sorcery that they would have just been safer not bringing Will down is one blocker, but to do something else that would have affected more. 12 cards and nothing that they could do. That makes that seem like a bad deck. Okay, blue likes to rope. Blue roped even though they had no hope of doing anything. Final score, 45 to negative 43. So we won against Goose Mother, and then we won with Goose Mother. The decks are pretty well put together, so you do have a chance with each one. And I just kind of want to go through as many of these as possible so that you have a sense of what the fun might be in case you have skipped this event so far, and maybe will change your mind and you want to go in and look at some of this stuff. So let's go switch from Extra Heads to Life of Peace, which is the deck that we just beat. And let's take a look from our perspective and see how we can handle this deck. No blue, but we don't have any blue spells yet. We're up against Raphael, Fiendish Savior. Let's go ahead and let's be aggressive. If we gain life, we're going to get that much life plus 1 instead with Knight of Dawn's life. If we've got spare to mana sink, we can just make it bigger. Let's kind of force the... Got untapped land. Let's make them burn their treasure and removal spells right away. And Fabled Passage means that maybe this is going to get to hang around for a minute. Okay, I think it's okay to... Well, let's do this. Let's keep being... We chose to be aggressive. Let's keep being aggressive. First blood is ours. If they do have removal, maybe they take out Will and we get to keep Knight of Dawn's Light longer. Faceless Agent. So they probably summoned some type of demon. Yes. The knight has first strike, so Faceless Agent does not bother to chump block anyone yet. And now we have a source of potential lifelink to help out with Will in terms of using his ability so that we can cast more spells. We just don't really have any protection for our creatures yet. Yep. Yep. They're slowing us down long enough that we might not be able to keep the pressure on. Let's do Well of Lost Dreams. Just kind of setting everything up. We should be safe to attack again with everybody. Now they've got at least 6 energy. Now they can bring down their own commander. 7 energy. Now they could bring down a Toxrill if they had it. I don't think they have a Toxrill in here. I'm just saying. They could have a 7-mana demon. Colgan's Command. So 2 damage, and they're going to get rid of my artifact that I just spent all that time to bring down. Not a bad twofer. And so far, we're not making a really good dent in our ability to gain life and use Will's life gain ability. You don't have blue, okay, opponent? Let's have you make a choice. Use Wayfarer's Bauble or something. They just had a really good turn. There's not a whole lot left to think about, is there? Some people are really having trouble making decisions when you have this kind of environment where you get an extra treasure every turn for the emblem. So, you know, some people agonize about whether to burn their treasure now or later. I kind of decide to make my choice at the beginning of the game based on my opening hand, and do I want to save up for stuff, or do I just want to burn everything as fast as I can and go for speed? But my opponent's had pretty good counter so far. Kind of dragging things out. Hello? We didn't freeze, right? The roping should have started by now, I would think. Did they do something where they're on their mobile phone again and they just managed to freeze everything? They're going to make me upset. Alright, I don't want to waste anybody's time, so I got to figure out if I just concede, if I crash the program and go back in, whatever. It is getting late, so we're just going to say I won this because that's messed up. That happens a lot, where I start to win and all of a sudden the game freezes on my opponent's turn only. And it's not really frozen, right? Because you can see all that, but they did something. I think it's on their mobile account where they just Alt-4'd out or something like that, and they managed to freeze up the game like that. And I think the only way out of it might be for me to concede the match, which is kind of disgusting if they get credit for the win for them doing that, because I think they can trigger that intentionally. I'm not sure if Wizards is working on fixing that kind of an issue or not, but I'm guessing here. So leave a comment if you know exactly what happened here and explain it in case I've misrepresented what happened. And just remember they've got this event going on. It's for charity. You can purchase a few things that will go to the benefit of the charity. There are a couple of different links you can check out to look at the cause. If you don't have money, consider there are ways to volunteer your effort. Just to help out for a day, or if it really grabs your heartstrings and you want to dedicate yourself more to it, to put in something like on a more frequent basis, or do like a week-long event or something like that. So go ahead and take a look at their cause. I think it's a pretty good one. And as always, we ask you to like and subscribe and leave some comments. The YouTube algorithm likes all that stuff. This is Travis signing off for Tpull's Corner. And we'll have something different for you next time. Remember, this event is good until November 4th, so you've got all those different pre-made decks from which to choose, and they all seem to be pretty fun so far. And it's there may be some that seem better than others, but you see as we switch through them and we try our hands at them, we do pretty good in terms of being able to succeed. And then, maybe our opponents haven't been succeeding too well tonight, but... they're good with pretty well balanced decks. They do well against each other. It's not disgustingly overpowered on any one of them, and of course there is a bit of luck with the way you draw the cards, as always. But I like the event. I like the decks for a change. I like the pre-constructed decks that they made. I like the theme, and I think I like the charity too. So I'm going to have to be looking into that myself. So thanks everybody for joining me. Have a good one.